joined by Shady Springs' Jadon Hershberger. Last year was 5 interceptions, one of the better D-backs in the area as well. Jadon, first of all, 5 interceptions last year, and it certainly, we were talking, it seemed like more. Talk about your season last year.
It was a crazy one. It was one that, especially the rankings and the accolades that I've got because of last season, it's been a crazy one, and I'm very thankful for God and allowing me to do what I do.
Do you feel like, you as mentioned, you've been on some preseason All-State teams, you've been on lists for defensive backs. Were you shocked at all by that? You sound like it took you by surprise a little bit.
Because I know what I can do. I know what I can do, but I also knew that I didn't have the amount of interceptions and stuff of that sort to be like the preseason rankings of the Coalfield and Company. I was #1 DB in the state and in AA, and that kind of took me by surprise just a little bit. But I know what I can do, and I know I'm to that level. So,
are you planning? Do you want to play at the next level?
Yes,
Is that
I
a
do.
goal for you?
That is a very big goal for me. Yes.
Because of the COVID, I mean, a lot of the recruiting off seasons kind of been silenced. Have you heard from any schools? Were you hearing from anyone before? Or?
Yeah, I went on a visit to West Virginia Wesleyan, and I've heard a lot of D2 schools. They've reached out through email and just stuff. I'm looking at you, and you're one of our recruits.
Are you? Do you think this defense can be better than it was last year?
Personally, I do. I think a big vocal point for us this year is going to be speed. Last year with Haven Chapman and stuff like that, a big part of it was hard hitting, big people, 220 pounds, whatever. This year it's not so much that. I think it's going to be speed and just technique.
A little more, and I really hate to use this word, but is it more a little more finesse?
Yeah, this year it's going to be like I said, a lot more technique based.
Usually when you talk about speed, people start bringing up the finesse word, like
Yeah.
you're not physical anymore. You still think you've got that physicality?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that our upcoming juniors and upcoming seniors, I think that we learned a lot from past years that physicality is the way to go, and that's how you win games. And because of that, I think it's bled off in all of us. And so I think we're gonna be good at that.
Do you feel like you guys let one go in the playoffs? Because you guys did a great job. Nobody shut down Mingo Central the way you were able to do it in their high-powered offense. But do you feel like you've let an opportunity go there?
Yeah, I really do. We game planned a lot for their passing game, and so when their quarterback started to run it, it kind of took us by surprise. I think we would have been ready for it if we would have game planned for that more. We did, but not as much as we should have, and that just really took us by surprise.
Talk about your move on defense. You're going to your position's going to be a little bit better. Talk about that.
I am going from specifically cover 3 corner to strong safety. So I'll be playing cover 2 corner and the outside linebacker / strong safety position. So I'll still be in coverage. I just will not be responsible for the deep ball anymore. It allows me to be in more plays, especially run game. I've put on about 10 pounds over this offseason. That was Isaiah said speed. Mine was get bigger. So I put on about 10 pounds this offseason, and I'm ready to use it. So.
How were you able to do that, especially? Well, I guess eating is one thing, but I know you probably maintained your being in shape as well.
Yeah, we did. I've been working out with Isaiah some and the team, obviously, and a big thing was weightlifting. I religiously weightlifted this off season and took my weight gainers and did what I had to do to get where I am today.
What about offense? What will be your position on offense, and what do you see yourself doing?
Like I said, I'm going to play a lot of running back this year, but I'm also going to be sticking to my slot, which I've played since freshman year, and it's speed this year. Our offense is going to be fast, really fast.
Do you think people will be taking the bat? Because let's face it, with Shady, threw the ball quite a bit, and Drew Clark was a 1,000-yard passer, maybe for 2 straight seasons, but everybody knew Shady's ability to pound the ball. Everybody knew about that. Do you think that some people are going to be shocked by the fact that you're coming out and maybe taking, going to the house from 70 yards?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a different approach this year. I think we're gonna stick to our roots, our our quicks and stuff like that. Our quick up the middle, get a couple yards and go. But I think a lot of it's gonna be, like I said, speed, outside sweep, stuff like that. Stuff that you just don't see from Shady these past couple of years.
Do you have any goals? Are they more suited on defense, where you're an exceptional player? Do you have some goals for yourself also on
Yes,
offense?
definitely want to have more interceptions this year. That's a big goal. But on the other side of it, I also want to have a lot of tackles. That's a big thing because of the position change. That's a strong suit, and like forced fumbles, stuff like that. Stuff that I couldn't have gotten last year. I want to get those stats up too.
Can you put numerical goals on that, or can you put numbers on that, or is it just a feeling? Well, obviously, if you get more interceptions, you're going to know it. But is there a set goal for tackles you want? 10 a game, which would be 100 over a 10-game season, something like that.
I'd like to have at least 70 tackles this year, at least more, maybe more. Kind of depends on the pass and stuff like that. Like I said, I believe that my closing speed's pretty quick, so I think that I'm going to exceed at stopping the run and the pass.
Are you excited about that role
Very
change?
excited,
Because
yes.
you are going to be not so much back in coverage, but maybe.
Because we're in AA and we're in Southern West Virginia, and a lot of it has to do with running the ball and running backs. And I like being I like being a difference maker, and I thrive on that. So.
Well, you put yourself in a role like Haven Chapman. Now he was, I think, a safety last year, and he kind of set the tone, as Vince said, by making big hits early in a game. Is that the kind of role that you'll kind of fill this year?
Yeah, I want to be a big play kind of guy. Change the tide of the game kind of guy. So yeah, the big plays are going to be big.
Why has the secondary been so good at Shady Spring?
I think it's because of our coaches and because of our speed, and we came up and since the kids that have played DB since freshman year, they are taught well, and I think that their athletic ability has also helped them exceed.
How are you going to lead the team? I mean, is it going to be in good shape for the next few years? You feel like you want to kind of leave your mark on it, and like you talked about earlier, the guys that were here before you. You see yourself in that kind of role, maybe a leader.
Definitely. We've had 3 wins, two winning seasons, and a .5 season in the 3 years that I've been here, and I expect to keep that tradition going this year and the years to come, and that will be truly whether or not I've been a good leader or not.
All right, Jadon, I appreciate the time. Thank you, sir.